I'd like to call to order the meeting of the August 5th City Council for the City of Darien. I'd like you to stand and please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The roll, please.
Shower.
Here.
Sullivan.
Here.
Vaughn.
Here.
Belzak.
Here.
Clistic. Gustafson.
Here.
Kenny. 5 present and 2 absent.
We have a quorum. That takes us to questions, comments, and announcements, either of a general nature or if it's something on our agenda. This allows you to talk and not have to wait to the end of the meeting, but I'll have to remind you there's a 3-minute limit. Would anybody like to address the council on any item? If none, then we'll move to the approval of the minutes for July 15th, 2019. Can I have a motion to approve? Moved by Alderman Belzak, seconded by Alderwoman Sullivan. Questions or comments? If none, the roll.
Belzak.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
Gustafson.
Aye.
5 ayes, 2 absent.
Takes us to receiving of communications. Do any of the aldermen have communications for the council? Alderman Vaughn.
I got a couple of communications with Jolie and Bruce Burrell on 7200 Sunrise, and Randy and Debbie McNichols, who's in the crowd tonight. It's at 7200 Sunrise. They had some issues with their neighbors, and they shared their concerns, and I shared those concerns with Director Gombach, and immediately he went over and looked into the situation. So they're very happy with the service that they received from the city. So I'd like to give big props to Director Gombach and his service. So thank you.
Anyone else have any communications? It takes us to the mayor's report. I'm happy to introduce Ms. Kelly Tischler, who is representing Cancer Smashers. Kelly's going to give us a brief presentation tonight to bring us up to date on the Cancer Smashers program. Kelly?
Hi everybody, my name is Kelly Tischler, and I'm here today to either introduce to some or give an update on our organization, the Cancer Smashers. So for those of you that don't know us, the Cancer Smashers began in August of 2011. In our 8 years of work so far, we've done everything that we can to raise money for cancer research. The Cancer Smashers are a 501c3 nonprofit organization who donates all money raised to the Robert H. Lurie Comprehensive Cancer Center of Northwestern University. This organization was created because we realized that every single person, even kids, have a cancer story. Whether it's family, friends, teachers, coaches, we're all touched by cancer. These guys are just a few of the amazing members of our group. They're not volunteers. Every member is a board member whose input and voice matters in every decision that we make. To share our full history, our story actually started back in 2001 when a group of friends and business owners in the LaGrange area started an organization called the H Foundation. This organization has the same mission as the Cancer Smashers and also donates the money raised to the Lurie Cancer Center. With our dad being one of the founders of this organization, our family was very involved in their growth every year. Growing up, as more and more of our family and friends got involved, we have a pretty large group of kids that wanted to make a difference with us, so the Cancer Smashers was created. To bring our story full circle, we've recently announced our official integration with the H Foundation to make an even bigger impact in the fight against cancer. Together we are stronger, together we have more hope, and together we will find a cure for cancer. A little over a week ago, the Cancer Smashers were at the H Foundation's event called the Goombay Bash, where together we raised over $742,000 and counting. The Cancer Smashers will still be 100% nonprofit and will still be able to choose which projects our money will fund so that all cancers will find a cure. We hope to see you at Darien Fest this weekend, where we'll have bingo from 2 to 4 on Saturday and Sunday, as well as our Lemonade for Cancer stand. We want to thank Mayor Marquez for having us here today and for his continued support. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for Kelly regarding the program? Kelly, we'd like you to stay at the microphone a little bit longer. We have something else tonight.
Okay.
The City Council would like to thank you for taking time tonight to provide a brief history of the Cancer Smashers program, as well as informing us as to the future direction of the program. While many of us here understand that the efforts made by Cancer Smashers in raising funds for cancer research over the years is the work of numerous individuals, the program would not exist with without the efforts of your parents, Beth and Danny, and we thank them for their efforts. We are also aware of the fact that you have now taken over leadership of the program and have expanded the group's work through your association with the H Foundation. Again, the success of the organization is due to the efforts of many, yet we cannot discount the role that leadership plays in the success of any organization. Your work and the efforts put forth by your program are a shining example of the volunteer spirit that exists in our Darien community. Darien is like a diamond, and organizations such as yours serve as the facets of that diamond. Through your contributions and leadership, you make Darien a shining example of a community that works to support those in need. I am sure that your dedication arises from your concern for your community and for your fellow man, and is a clear expression of the love you feel in your heart for our city. As a result of your work, Darien would like to honor you by sharing a piece of our hearts by awarding you our Heart of Darien Award.
Thank you.
No, I want you to see. Maybe Mom can get a picture.
Wow. Thank you so much.
For those of you unfamiliar, it's a crystal-shaped heart with the Darien logo, and it says Heart of Darien, Kelly Tischler, Cancer Smashers, August 5th, 2019. Kelly, well deserved.
Thank you so much. Joe, over here. Joe.
Any words to say?
Might just be our first press release, huh?
Always thinking.
I'd just like to make one brief comment. The Heart of Darien is a new award that we're giving out to people who do extraordinary things within our community. About a month or so ago, we gave one to Cynthia McGann, who I hear your organization has roots in Cynthia McGann's Sunny Patch program, even before it was Sunny Patch or Good Works. What I want this to serve as is an example that you don't have to be older with a long history in the city to win a Heart of Darien Award. We appreciate the contributions of all individuals, including those who are young like you, Kel. And I hope this serves as an example to young people within our community. And knowing so many of the kids involved in Cancer Smashers, I'd like other children, other young adults to know that Darien appreciates what they do. And we surely appreciate what you've done, and we appreciate your mom and dad's efforts as well. So thank you very much.
Bravo.
With that, we move to our city clerk report.
Just one item. Meet and greet will take place with Mayor Marquez on Monday, August 19th at 6 p.m. here at City Hall in the upstairs conference room.
Thank you, Joanne. City administrator's report, Brian.
No report, Mayor. Thank you.
Department head information questions, Chief Thomas or, yeah?
I have no report. More than happy to answer any questions for the city council.
Any questions for either the chief or for Mr. Gombeck? If none, then we move to our treasurer's report. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor. This evening, I'm requesting council's approval of warrant number 192008 in the amount of $1,087,059.50 from the listed funds. Payroll for the period ended August 1st in the amount of $269,889.20 for a total to be approved of $1,356,948.77.
Motion to approve. Alderman Belzak, seconded by Alderman Vaughn. Any questions or comments regarding the warrant? If none, the roll.
Belzak,
Aye.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Sullivan,
Aye.
Gustafson,
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
5 ayes and 2 absent.
Takes us to standing committee reports. Do we have any standing committee reports tonight?
I just have an announcement. The next Admin and Finance Committee meeting will be on Tuesday, September 3rd. It's on a Tuesday because Monday is Labor Day at 6 p.m. in the conference room.
Thank you. Mr. Corrin?
I just wanted to remind everyone that the Police Pension Fund will be having their quarterly meeting this Wednesday, August 7th, across the street at the Police Training Room, beginning at 7 p.m. The actuary will be there presenting the annual actuarial report and request for funding for next year for the pension payment.
Thank you, Mike. Alderman Belzak?
And the next municipal services meeting is going to be Monday, August 26th, in council chambers at 7 o'clock.
Thank you. I know Mr. Kenny's gone, but do we have any idea when
I
the
do.
police committee?
The police committee is scheduled to meet on Monday, August the 19th at 6 p.m. in the police department training room.
Thank you. That brings us to questions and comments agenda related. Again, this is an opportunity for the public to make any comments or ask any questions on any items on our council agenda. Anyone from the council or anyone from the audience? If none, that we move to old business. There being none, we move to our consent agenda, and I'll read the items on the consent agenda. Item A is consideration of a motion to approve an ordinance amending various sections of Title 8, Chapter 1, Police Department of the City of Darien City Code. Item B, consideration of a motion to approve a 7th sergeant and to approve an administrative manager position and to eliminate administrative secretary 2. Item C, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the purchase of 1 new SG-16B stump grinder and A-19B auger attachments and related components for the existing cat skid steer from L. Topher Cat in an amount not to exceed $9,643. Item D, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution accepting a proposal from Ampol Group International Incorporated for the 2019 Municipal Complex Interior Painting and Flooring Project in an amount not to exceed $34,985. Item E, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution for maintenance under the Illinois Highway Code supplemental expenditure of motor fuel tax MFT funds for fiscal year 2018-19 general maintenance in an amount not to exceed $54,042.55. Item F, consideration of a motion to approve for staff to negotiate a formal economic development agreement with Carriage Greens within the general terms identified by staff. Item G, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution approving a fence permit on city right-of-way east of 1801 GG Lane. Item H, consideration of a motion to approve an ordinance amending Section 3-3-24 of the Darien City Code, which is the liquor code, liquor and outdoor sales in consumption areas. Item I, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the city administrator to execute the First Amendment to the tower lease agreement with T-Mobile approved by ordinance O-22-03 to locate telecommunications equipment at the water tower site at 1220 Plainfield Road. Item J, consideration of a motion to approve a resolution accepting the unit price proposal from Hispano Lawn Maintenance and Landscaping Company for the purchase installation of the 50/50 Parkway Tree Program and the Parkway Tree Replacement Program in an amount not to exceed $32,095. Motion to approve the consent agenda. Moved by Alderman Shower, seconded by Alderwoman Sullivan. And the roll.
Shower.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Gustafson.
Aye.
5 ayes and 2 absent.
Thank you. That takes us to new business, and under new business, we have one item. Consideration of a motion to approve a resolution approving the study of a potential intergovernmental agreement with Willowbrook, Burr Ridge, and Hinsdale regarding the Sterigenics property. Motion to approve. Alderman Vaughn, seconded by Alderman Belzak, and then discussion. I'll give some background information on this. Following our last court appearance, when Judge Fullerton provided us with an opportunity to have each municipality allow residents to have input into the consent order, Mayor Trilla, Mayor Grasso, as well as Mr. Vanna and representatives from Indian Head Park, as well as I think Western Springs, we were all there that day. We met and we agreed that while we have followed the process that's been taking place since last fall, starting with the lawsuit, the seal order, the passing of the Matt Haller Act, the consent order, which all of us did not agree to or have input in, that we as your direct representatives were probably the best group to really get something done with regard to closing and making sure that Sterigenics did not open again. We felt we had a responsibility to our residents to take action, and I'm not going to put down the state, nor am I going to put down anyone else, although I have significant feelings with regard to the way things have been done. But I feel that we are the ones who really need to take responsibility for what happens next and to assure that that facility never opens up again. Mayor Trilla is here tonight to show the united stand that we're taking as communities, working together to assure that Sterigenics does not open. This intergovernmental agreement is going to require a lot of negotiations. Everything that we agree on as we work through this process will come back to our city council. I believe that Hinsdale might be tomorrow night. They'll be voting on it.
So, yes.
And I think, Mayor Trilla, you said at your next meeting, you'll be voting on the same proposal. And I know that Burr Ridge will be voting on the same proposal. And we'll be meeting this Friday, and I think we'll be discussing this again on Friday. But this is what we feel is our responsibility to deal with a problem that's gone on too long. We want to work to ensure that this facility never does open. And to be quite honest with you, we see this as a win-win. And our motive for this is if we do take this property through eminent domain, our goal is to establish something for the good of the community. And we've discussed a number of ideas from a senior center to a special needs recreation area, any number of what we call public concerns that could be addressed through ownership of this facility. But again, all that needs to be ironed out between the communities. It's something that we feel is critical, and this is something that your communities, your community leaders are really taking a strong stand for. So with that, any questions from the council? Any statements by the council? Alderman Belzak.
Yeah, I would just like to say I think this is a really good idea. Certainly Sterigenics is using every possible method that they can that they have available to them to reopen. I think it'd be short-sighted for us not to do the same on our end and to look into every possible alternative we can to legally prevent them from reopening.
Thank you. And just for clarification, we're not just talking about Willowbrook 1, we're talking about Willowbrook 1 and Willowbrook 2. We're talking about both buildings. Because if we bought the one, they could open up in the other. And I know there's a lot of questions people have with regard to where we go from here. All this resolution is tonight is for this council to give Mr. Vanna and I an opportunity to sit down with Mayor Trilla, Mayor Grasso, the administrative staff from Hinsdale, and negotiate an intergovernmental agreement that will provide ownership of both those facilities by those 4 communities. And again, it's our goal to have something in those facilities that would serve the public good. Alderman Vaughn.
I also like to make a comment. We would not be to this point if it had not been for the leadership of Mayor Trilla, the Stop Stereogenics group, who have been pushing the initiative for clean air. So I'd like to recognize them too while they're here. So, we wouldn't be to this point where we can actually come to an intergovernmental agreement and really make a difference in our community. So,
And if I could add one thing, we may have the Illinois EPA come out and say, we're not going to grant the construction permit. That could happen. We may have the state of Illinois pass legislation banning ETO. We can't, as municipalities, count on any of those things happening. So this is how we feel we have to proceed to know for sure that we're going to protect the residents in our communities. Mary?
I just want to say that this resolution speaks volumes and shows the resounding unity of all the communities that have been directly impacted by this, and that we're standing alongside our citizens. And I want to echo what Alderman Vaughn said, that it's the Stop Stereogenics group that really brought this crisis to the forefront and raised awareness in our community. And I also want to thank them today for all that they've done on our behalf.
Would anybody from the audience like to address this issue at all? I mean, we have not voted on this. Mayor Trilla. Yes, please.
I would just like to thank you. This entire community has supported us, stood by us since day one, and there's no way we could ever thank you or repay you enough. We were in the beginning, we felt like we were all alone. Darien has been shoulder to shoulder with us, same with Burr Ridge, but I don't know if anyone's ever taken the time to thank you. And I want to personally thank each and every one of you on the board. The Stop Stereogenics group has been tremendous. So, it has been a regional effort. And if it comes down to the point where the towns do use eminent domain, it'll be a regional use. And we'll make sure that it's equitable for everybody, and but we could not have done this without the support of Darien. So thank you very much. Appreciate it from our hearts. So
thank you, Frank, and it's a pleasure to be working with you. If there's no more comments, then we have the roll.
she has one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sure, go ahead.
I'm assuming this is the case, but I just wanted to double check that. Should you go through with eminent domain, and I'm totally in support of anything that eliminates ETO from our air. If you move forward with this, I'm assuming that there are zoning laws in place that they could not go and open up somewhere else in our community. Is that safe to assume?
Correct. You know, somebody made the comment, and I mentioned this upstairs in the Administrative Finance Committee. Somebody said, well, isn't this problem just pushing Stereogenics off into another community? And I view this as a win-win. We win by creating a public good with those facilities, and we win because this business leaves our community. But it's my hope that those people that are still involved in this movement continue that movement in an effort to ban this substance in the state of Illinois, so no other community has to go through what Willowbrook, Darien, Burr Ridge, and Hinton.
Ban it everywhere. I mean, it's cancer causing. It needs to be stopped, especially because there are alternative approaches that they could be using that they're choosing not to. So thank you for all your hard work. And
You're
thank you,
welcome.
Stop Sterigenics.
Thank you. Anyone else? If none, then the roll.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Belzak,
Aye.
Gustafson,
Aye.
Shower,
Aye.
Sullivan,
Aye.
5 ayes and 2 absent.
Motion passes. Questions, comments, and announcements, first by the council.
I forgot to ask. You weren't present last meeting. I think Vanna was here. Carriage Greens. We don't have the notes from the first meeting. Is there a reason why? Yeah. We don't have the notes
The
They met
Oh, the
before.
minutes?
from the economic development from the economic development group.
the minutes have to be
Yeah,
approved.
The minutes have to be approved
Okay.
by the committee
So the committee's looking to meet
next Wednesday.
next Wednesday. So as we do for the city council or all of our committees, when that packet goes out, the minutes are in there
Okay.
for that committee to formally approve, and then they become available.
Any announcements by the alderman?
We have 2 items coming up. The National Night Out. and-
Right. But then I'll announce that tomorrow evening, is National Night Out at the Darien Community Park. This is put together by the City of Darien and the Darien Police Department. And as I like to tell people when I promote this, I'd like to see people come out and meet the men and women who ensure our safety on a day-to-day basis. In conjunction with meeting our police, we'll also have our Public Works group out there. You can get a ride in our arborist lift, I believe. If you're willing to go up high in the air and do
Sounds
that
like a
tomorrow.
great America.
Yeah.
Our 50th birthday committee will also be there tomorrow night, and they'll be handing out balloons. They'll be handing out little baseballs and footballs with the Darien logo on that. And it's part of our birthday celebration, the National Night Out. And then this coming Friday is Darien Fest at the Darien Community Park. And again, this is also a continuation of our 50th birthday celebration. This is a chamber event, and hopefully we'll have beautiful weather. We've moved it up. They've moved it up. But I ask you to come out and enjoy the food and the drink and the bands that will be available. We'll also have a city tent there, and hopefully we'll have representatives of the city of Darien who will be at that tent who you can meet, your elected officials. And again, there'll be the 50th birthday group will be there, and they'll be distributing more materials that evening. So we have 2 big events this week. We have the National Night Out, and then we have the Darien Fest. And they're both really, really great events, and I would urge everyone, those that are here in the audience as well as those who are watching on TV, to take an opportunity to come out and meet our police department, meet our Public Works, and then to attend Darien Fest someday this weekend. Anything else? Any comments from the audience? Anyone in the audience like to say anything? Address us at all? If not, motion to adjourn. Alderwoman Sullivan, seconded by Alderman Vaughn. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.